All right, I'm gonna teach Lucas how to play a Deep Space D6. I taught last week a chimpanzee in under 10 minutes how to play this game. Hopefully I can do it with you in under an hour. Okay?
Okay.
So Deep Space D6 is a solo game. That's on those days and afternoons when you're alone. You got no friends to play with. You can play this. This is a cool game. I haven't played it in a while, but I took it out of the old drawer, and I want to play it again. So I figured I'd teach you how to play it since you've never heard of this. It's still available from Tau Leader Games. You can still get this game. This is the main map. These little cubes here. One is for the hull of the ship, and the other one's for the shields. Okay. Now it comes with different ships in here. Okay. You can use this ship. It would go this way. You can use that ship. You can use this ship here. It's kind of like a flying saucer. They're all a little bit different. And there's like a little story in the back there, kind of cool. And, or you can use this ship here. So once you know how to play the game, you can choose which ship you want, but that's the basic ship. Now, gee, Alex, how do you win? Well, this is a ship in space, and these here are the enemies. You're gonna get scouts, you're gonna have different ships coming around trying to destroy you. Okay, this here is your crew. Okay, this little paper here is the infirmary, and you know some of your crew are going to go in there, and you'll have to release them to be able to roll these dice to be able to use it. Now on this side, there's no advantage. On this side, you can assign a crew member here to change the face of another die. Okay, so that's like a little advantage you get. So the rules here are not super clear, but you know, good enough to understand. Here are the different faces of the dice, Lucas. That there's the commander. That there's science. That there's engineering. You have tactical, medical, and this is a threat dice. Okay, that stuff is also on the board. Right here you have the commander, right? Which will allow you to change a crew die to any face. Well, you can assign, on this side, you can assign a crew member to infirmary to do the same thing. So the commander can do that. These laser dice, the first one does 1 damage. The second one, or any other dice you put here, will cause 2 damage. Okay. You have the medic here that can return all units from the infirmary because they get stuck there unless you release them to be placed there so you can use them. Or it returns one of these threat dice. I'll explain that in just a second. Here you have science, I guess. You can recharge your shields. Any attack to your hull is first going to go to your shields, and then it'll go to hull, even though some of the attackers will say -2 hull. Well, if you have shields, it'll hit your shields first. You can recharge your shields by placing one of these here, or a stasis beam. A stasis beam, when you have attackers here, you could just place this die on them, and they are neutralized. They can't attack, okay? And then here you have, I guess the mechanic or whatever they call that, engineering. This will repair the hull of the ship. The first die will repair 1. Any other die will repair 2 that you assign here. Now you only have 6, so you got to be careful. In the back here, quick rules. So let's go through this. In the beginning of the game, you set it up like this. You have these don't panic cards, which is kind of neat. In the inside of the box, it says, if you use all 6 don't panic cards, that's the easy level. Medium would be 3 don't panic cards, and hard would be using just 1. Well, why? Because don't panic means nothing happens. So you can just, you have time to do things. Time in this game is of the essence because the attackers are going to start coming, and it can be tough. This is the big boss, the Ouroboros. All the cards have the Ouroboros here. Now, in the game, you can either shuffle these into the pack there, the attacker pack, or you can put them at the end on the bottom. After you shuffle these, you put them on the bottom because then that's when you fight the big boss. Or you don't use the big boss at all. Believe me, the game is challenging enough as it is. So the very first thing you do is you turn 2 of these over. Here's a fighter right there. And you see how this says 1, 2, 3, and 4? That's the strength of this fighter, a 1. And here's look, space pirates. That's a 2, so you leave them there. As you attack them, they come off the board and they're eliminated. Now, you're going to see, here it is. You're going to see cards that don't have the triangle, but the square. Those go on this side here. These are things that affect your ship, okay? On a roll of 1, 2, or 3, you send the unit to the infirmary. That's the roll, by the way, with this die, which is the attacker roll. You would send a ship to the infirmary, and it would be stuck there until you release it. Or you can go ahead and put somebody from engineering, because the icon there, you put it right there, and that way you neutralize that, you get rid of this card, okay? And you can use this die on the next turn to roll. So that's the square ones. Every time the square one shows up, it goes on that side. It's things having to do with your ship. So the first thing you do is you roll all available crew, and I'm going to show you why some may not be available. So let's roll these. All right. The very first thing you do is every threat die is stuck up here. There's nothing you can do about those, okay? They go immediately up there. If you get 3 of them, another threat immediately comes out, okay? How do you release these from that position? Well, you can use the medic, and you have 1 medic right there. You can use the medic to return one of these right here for you to be able to use the next turn. Now, you have 2 attackers here. This is what you rolled. You have no attack. But the commander here, if you put the commander here, what does the commander do? It can change a crew die to any face. This attacks. I've already explained how everything goes. So in this turn, your very first turn, you might use the commander there. There's a lot of choices you can make in this game, right? With these 2 science dice, you could put stasis beams on both of these. That way they can't attack. That's one choice you can make. You can use that to change the face of any one of these. So let's say the commander does that and you choose to attack one of them. Well, 1 attack is 1. This goes off the board. It's gone. Okay. Now the second one, if you were able to put a second one there, would do 2 damage, which means this would be gone. All right. Sometimes they're up here in 4, and you just keep bringing them down as you attack them. In this case, you would use the medic here to return this. Okay, because you don't want those accumulating up there. If you don't do that, that stays there on the next turn. And if you get 3, another threat comes out, an additional threat. And then you have these 2 here. You can use this to recharge your shields, but they're charged. You can use this as a stasis beam, put it there. And then you have this guy here, repair the hull. You don't need it. So now another choice you could make is you could put this in the infirmary. It would be stuck there, though. You would not roll that the next turn to change the face of this die to another attack to get rid of that. But in this case, let's say you decided to put the stasis beam and not use this. Okay, we don't have to roll this because it has been neutralized. But let's say you didn't do that. Let's say you didn't do that. We then roll this die. On a roll of 3 or 6, you get -2 hull. Remember what I said? When you get hit, even though it says 2 hull, if you have shields, it goes off your shields first. Okay, so that's the attack phase. Now you're going to get other cards here eventually. Okay. And whatever the die roll that matches any of these cards, that's the attack they're going to have on your ship. So let's say nothing happens then. Let's say you put that on there. That's the end of your turn. Okay, what do? Is you gather all your dice. Anything that's here gets returned to you. These crew members are returned to you. The stasis beam die is returned to you. This attacker stays there, and you put another. This is the sending unit. I explained that to you. But let's say this wasn't there. It was another attacker. Here's a fighter, another fighter. Oh, we had a fighter in the beginning. Here's an interceptor. This is more fun. So then it says 3, so you put it there on 3. That's the power. But look at all those. If you roll any of these with this die, you lose 1 hull. In your case, you have all the. So this, let's say, is your second turn. So then you turn these. You see these here? They immediately go up here.
Yeah. Oh, wow, that's bad.
You got 2 of those. Now you got 2 attackers. You don't have any commanders. Boy, what would you do here? What would you do here with these dice?
You got to play both attackers, obviously. That's first thing.
Okay, so the first one causes 1 damage. The second one causes 2. So these 2 cause 3 damage. What would you do here?
We're dropping this guy, yeah.
You'd kill that one.
2, and he's off the board.
3. So that one's eliminated. Now you have this threat.
This can't help us. There's nothing we can do with this.
No, but yeah, that's true. It can't do anything.
Our shields are full, so instead we'll just use the stasis beam.
You'd put that
and
on.
Neutralize him for now.
Neutralize it. So very easy in the beginning. Okay, so you're managing to fight this game. Now here's the problem. You did not return any of these because you didn't have a medic.
So they stay.
Right, so we don't have to roll this because this has a stasis beam on it. Otherwise, on a roll of 2 or 6, you would lose 2 hull. In which case, it would come off of your shields first. Okay, so let's say that's the end of the turn. These get returned to you, but guess what? Those don't. Another threat comes out. Here's an assault cruiser. That's a power 4. Now, these things start accumulating. If you don't take care of them, they start accumulating, and they're going to attack the hell out of you. So now you only have 4 dice. So you roll these. Very good roll, but if by any chance you had rolled, let's say by any chance you had rolled another threat, that would go there.
And pull out another.
Another attacker would come out. Here's a 3. And then these would go here to return. You would get them all back on the next turn. Okay? If that happened. But that didn't happen. What did you have on here? I forgot what you had on here.
No, it was definitely not another attack. I think it was this.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, this would be clear, right?
No
if you had
brainer.
3 attacks, you would use...
3, yeah.
So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attacks. And that's a stasis beam, obviously, because your shields are charged. So what would you do here? You could go 1, 2, 3, 4, get rid of this one.
And then move that one down.
And then move this one down 1. But because you have...
You can neutralize it
You
as well
could
while you're at
put
it.
the stasis beam. So far you're surviving. So now you recover all these and you take out another. So now you got, shield platform. Oh boy, what does this mean? You're gonna have to look through all the cards, right? I'm not gonna go through all of them. But this one protects external threats. This is terrible. Actually, I don't know how this card works.
Do you think you have to eliminate
'Cause
this before you attack anything else?
This protects external threats, so you can't.
Attack this, right?
Yeah. So, okay, this is a 3, so you can attack the platform. So as long as this is alive, you can't. It protects against all external threats.
You can't even put a stasis beam?
So here's your turn, and those are still stuck up there because you couldn't release them.
Oh, wow, that's
look,
horrible.
you got another one. That goes there. Another threat comes out.
And these
It's a
put in the
Corsair. Those get put there. You do have a commander, you have a medic, and you have that. No attacks, though. Now, remember, the commander, if you assign the commander, it can change the face of one of these. What would you do in this situation? You got
This is
3
really
attack.
bad.
You got 3 attack. It is bad. And this is what happens in this game, right? These things are just going to keep coming at you. I don't know what you could do. I mean, you could end up destroying this. Let's say you don't need the medic, because the medic returns a crew member from the infirmary or returns one of the threat dice. So you don't need this. You can assign the commander to
get
make
rid
this
of
an attack
And get rid of the
and
bottom
use
one.
the stasis beam. So actually, you may not be able to use the stasis beam, and you may not be able to attack because of this.
Well, you have to attack him first. All your
How
attacks.
does that work? That's an interesting. I don't know how that. Let me see if there's any explanations here. The shield platform. Anyway, you'd have to look that up. I actually don't know. We'd have to look that up. The shield platform, what does it do? Because if you can't, I mean, I'm assuming you can attack it. Protects external threats. Are we looking at this differently? Hold on. Protects external. Anyway, maybe somebody can put it down in the comments, but protects external threats. I don't know. But let's say you had this, friendly fire. Immediately send all to the infirmary, then discard. When this came out, if you rolled this, you would send that to the infirmary. So that sucks. That would be here. And then this card would be discarded right after that. But let's say you didn't have that. Boy, I'm telling you, this game is brutal. Boost morale. So return one of these and then discard. So you would leave that there, and next time there was a threat, you could use this card to return. Or maybe it only works per turn. See, you have to look at all these cards, okay? You have to look at them and you have to decide what they mean. Might have to look it up. Maybe go to the Tal Leader Game website. Maybe they have an explanation on all the cards, or BGG, okay? Maybe this is just for the turn, for that one turn, or maybe it stays, I don't know, until you use it. But that's a good card. I would leave it here until I decided to use it, okay? But let's say that's not there. Let's say, okay, a nebula. Oh my, what is this? The shields are offline. So this goes here, right? If it's another 2, it goes here next to it. You would have to assign -1 nebula health when destroyed. Shields online. Boy, I'm becoming embarrassed here. What does this mean? Shields offline. -1 nebula health? What is nebula health? Oh, this is the ship. Oh no, this is a Hyceon. So maybe I shouldn't be using this on this ship. Anyway, here it is, Lucas, a scout. Right, because you had the third one, so then this card comes out. But yeah, you'd have to look at these cards. What is the nebula? Is that another ship? Let me look here. No, this is the Athena. Athena, you got the Mononoware. No, so I don't know what that means. What do you think that means, Lucas? Oh no, that's the external threats. Where's that one? Yeah, this one here. Shields offline. So your shields would be, oh, okay. See that icon there? It's this icon. So your shields would go up here. They're offline. So every attack would go on every time this is rolled, any of these numbers are rolled, your shields will go offline. Now it says -1 nebula health when destroyed. So when this gets destroyed, you get -1 health. I mean, this is the Halcyon. So I don't know, you have to look at that, but that's what that might mean, that your shields go offline if you roll any of this. -1 nebula health. I'm not getting that. When destroyed. Okay, anyway, this video is going on for too long. Do you understand how to play?
Absolutely, yeah.
How do you like it?
This is a really cool idea. I think this is a cute game to play, like for 15 minutes. You want to do something short, you want to play a small game, you pick this up. You pick your ship and you do a quick little battle. It's kind of like a video game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or Star Trek.
Yeah, and it's a little book. It looks like a little book. Yeah, it's a quick game to play, even though it's taken me 45 minutes to explain it. But there you have it, Deep Space D6. It's still available from Tau Leader Games. It's a cool game. Go get one.